There is a silence that does not come from peace. It is the silence of resignation, of dreams buried under bills, of generations whispering, maybe this is all we were meant for. But heaven breaks silence with sound, and today, that sound is a psalm. Poverty is not merely the absence of money. It is a spiritual amnesia, forgetting of inheritance, of covenant, of who your Father is. It disguises itself not only in empty wallets but in bowed heads, clenched fists, and eyes that have stopped expecting goodness. It is not just a condition of the market, it is a shadow over identity. It is a demonic decree that tells you lack is holy, struggle is identity, and enough is reserved for someone else. But that decree is a lie, and it breaks under truth. God never meant his children to survive in shadows. He has handed us not pity, but a promise. Not a formula, but a flame. And this psalm is no mere poetic comfort. It is a weapon of war. It is the decree of reversal. For 3 days, if you speak it aloud in faith, you are not reciting, you are resisting. Not repeating, you are repossessing what was stolen. This psalm dismantles the architecture of generational lack. It does not soothe scarcity, it evicts it. It is a spiritual summons to abundance that cannot be earned, only inherited. And when spoken, it becomes breath on dry bones, thunder to silence, fire to frost. It declares that the Lord is your shepherd, and therefore you shall not want. You do not have to beg. You have to believe. Read it. Speak it. Watch the ground beneath you remember Eden. Some chains are not made of metal. They are made of belief. Of silent agreements, of whispered fears passed from grandmother to daughter, from father to son. Poverty, Lord, is not merely about coins that don't stretch or cupboards left bare. It is a veil over vision, a muting of spiritual memory, a spirit that tightens its grip not around wallets, but around identity. Yet even now, a psalm has been lit like fire in the dark. You spoke it not into ease, but into emptiness, not from palaces, but from valleys. This is not poetry for comfort, but prophecy for confrontation. You called us, not to observe it, but to declare it. Not to study it, but to stand in it. You said 3 days. Not as ritual, as rescue, as rupture, as release. Lord, let this psalm pierce deeper than logic. Let it reach into places where scarcity has made a nest. Into thoughts where we said, maybe this is just my portion. Into habits formed in the drought, into dreams we downsized to survive. Let this psalm go where sermons could not go, to the rooms where money became master and trust became thin. There are verses in this psalm that carry our name, that carry our children's tomorrow, that carry the blueprints of freedom not yet walked out. And you, Lord, are not asking for striving. You are not demanding spiritual performance. You are whispering alignment. Because heaven's provision doesn't flow through effort, it flows through agreement. It flows when our words echo yours. When our hearts leave the echo of lack and step into the cadence of covenant. So we say it again, the Lord is our shepherd, and we shall not want. This psalm is confrontation. This psalm is deliverance. It is not comfort food. It is a sword. A song that dismantles lies. A breath that reorders the inner world. A decree that lifts our eyes from dust and fixes them on the faithfulness of the one who still feeds sparrows and never lets the oil run dry. And again we declare, the Lord is our shepherd, and we shall not want. Let this be our alignment. Let this be our altar. Let this be our uprising of faith. I come not with gold, Lord, but with grit. I lay before you not wealth, but will. Not surplus, but surrender. For what you desire is not the sound of success, but the step of faith. And so, I come empty, yet expectant. Wounded, yet willing. Timid, perhaps, but still trusting. You have given me a psalm. Not as suggestion, but as strategy. Not as ornament, but as ordinance. You called me to read it, not for rhythm, but for war. For 3 days, 3 holy days, I offer it back to you not in repetition, but in revelation. I speak it aloud not for comfort, but for confrontation. Each line is a swing of the sword. Each verse, a trumpet blast. Each syllable, a stepping stone into your promise. This is no ritual. This is rebellion. Against every voice that has ever whispered, you will never have enough. Against every memory that said, lack is your inheritance. Against every generational whisper that normalized scraping by, budgeting hope, and shrinking destiny. Number. I declare war on the lie of lack. As I proclaim this psalm, I trade complaint for confession. I replace panic with promise. I release every anxious breath and receive the breath of heaven. For every not enough that echoed in my past, I speak this psalm as a song of abundance in my now. This is not just scripture. It is summons. It draws angels. It shifts rooms. It opens portals. It reorders expectations. And as I declare it, I align not only my mind, but my very atmosphere to truth. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. This psalm tells of more than survival. It sings of tables set in the presence of resistance. It unveils cups that overflow, not leak. It promises green pastures and still waters, not just for peace, but for proof that you are God in the midst of chaos. So, I do not beg. I do not bribe. I believe. I take you at your word. I repeat what you have already spoken. I align, not with my circumstance, but with covenant. This is not manipulation. It is movement. Not of your heart, but of mine. 3 days, 3 times I will read, speak, declare. Because you said it. Because you sent it. Because it shifts me from hoping for crumbs to sitting at your feast. I speak to my spirit. Expect overflow. I speak to my past. You no longer define my portion. I speak to my tomorrow. The Lord has already gone before you. And I speak again what has become my confession. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Let this psalm be the seed I sow. Let these 3 days be my offering. Let my obedience unlock what striving never could. For I do not live by economy, nor by effort, but by every word that proceeds from your mouth. And this word, this holy psalm, is enough. It is more than enough. It is the sound of provision being born. I believe, Lord. Not vaguely hopeful, but with a faith that trembles through my bones. I believe that this psalm is not just poetic, it is prophetic. It is not gentle comfort, it is fierce confrontation. It is the sound of heaven striking the ground of my inheritance. When I read it, something unseen shifts. When I declare it, something hidden breaks. When I believe it, something buried begins to rise. You have said it, your word never returns void. Then I cling to it not like a charm, but like a covenant. I speak it out loud, not as a mantra, but as a movement of my will into alignment with yours. This psalm is not passive, it is potent. It puts pressure on every spirit that has stolen peace from my household, delayed provision, and bound up opportunity. When I read this psalm for 3 days, I am not performing, I am partnering. With every verse I whisper, I am declaring war on every lie that has hovered over my name. I am not just asking for breakthrough, I am standing in it. My mind may not yet understand, but my spirit knows this word is a weapon. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. I believe you are breaking what clung to my bloodline. The debt that wrapped itself around generations. The mindset that feared sowing. The anxiety that masked itself as wisdom. The patterns that made scarcity seem normal. You are breaking all of it with truth. Not just with effort, not just with hustle, but with the power of your unshakable word. 3 days. That's what you ask. Just 3 days to speak what you've already spoken. And so I do. Not casually. Not distracted. But as if legacy depends on it. As if my children's children are watching. As if angels lean in and darkness recoils. As if the heavens record it and the earth responds. Day 1, the word disturbs the dust. It stirs what has been dormant. It awakens my expectation and whispers, this is not how the story ends. Day 2, the word confronts patterns. It exposes mindsets birthed in trauma. It dismantles the shrines I built to disappointment. It breathes again on buried dreams. Day 3, the word cuts. It severs soul ties with lack. It nullifies every word of doubt spoken in weakness. It cancels generational agreements made in fear. It sanctifies my history and prophesies into my future. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. I don't need to know how. I don't need to predict when. I don't need to manipulate outcomes. I just need to obey, to believe, to align. Because 3 days may feel small, but in the spirit, they are monumental. Walls fell on the 7th day. Rain came on the 7th watch. Resurrection happened on the 3rd day. And my provision is no less sacred. You do not ask for volume, you ask for faith. You are not moved by drama but by obedience. And I obey. I obey with my breath, my belief, and my boldness. I speak this psalm over my finances, my family, my future. not because I'm desperate, but because I'm delivered. This is my testimony in the making. This is my agreement with heaven. This is my resistance to every generational curse of lack. I am not surviving. I am stepping into supply. I am not scraping. I am seated. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Let the sound of this psalm echo through my atmosphere. Let it displace every shadow. Let it draw angels to my doorstep. Let it rebuke the devourer. Let it awaken the harvest. This is the psalm that changes the bloodline. This is the word that rewrites my name. This is the voice of abundance rising in me. And I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe even when the evidence isn't visible. Even when the bills remain unpaid and the cupboards still echo, I believe. Because faith does not feed on sight. It feeds on truth. And the truth is, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. So I look poverty in the face and say, your grip ends here. I look generational fear in the face and declare, your tenure is over. I look doubt in the mirror and whisper, you don't own me anymore. I believe that as I read this psalm, angels are dispatched. I believe this psalm becomes a sound wave of deliverance, a vibration of truth that shatters every structure built by lies. This is not poetry, it's prophecy. Not prosate's power. Not encouragement, it's execution. Execution of verdicts written in heaven, rendered through my tongue. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. I may be trembling, but I am not turning back. I may be broken, but I am not bound. I may be uncertain, but I am not unanchored. This psalm is my anchor. It holds while everything else shakes. And I believe not just for myself, but for my children. I believe for the niece I'm raising, for the friend who gave up praying, for the elderly mother still carrying financial shame. I speak this psalm not just into my finances, but into our future, into our family trees, into the roots of trauma, into the dry places where hope has turned to dust. Let every line be light. Let every verse be voice. Let every phrase be fire. Let this psalm baptize our minds in truth again. Reframe our stories. Rewrite our endings. Restore what was never meant to be lost. And as I speak it, I do not beg, I do not bargain, I do not break. I believe. And in believing, I am made whole again. Lord, I do not come as one unsure. I come as one awakened. Awakened to the inheritance you've prepared, the atmosphere you long to invade, the patterns you desire to rewrite. I come as one who has seen the cost of silence and chooses now to speak. I ask not out of desperation, but out of covenant. I ask because you said, ask and you shall receive. I ask because the psalm I declare is not wishful thinking, it is legal ground. It is a summons to divine intervention, a trumpet in the unseen. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. So I ask, let this word echo over my dwelling. Let it change the air in my home. Let it settle over the thresholds, rest upon the walls, and fill the corners where fear once whispered. Let it be heard over every bed, every bill, every business dream barely breathing. Let it push back scarcity like sunlight pushes back shadows. I ask for transformation not just of income but of identity. Let this psalm reintroduce us to who we really are: children of abundance, heirs of promise, citizens of a kingdom where overflow is not arrogance, it's alignment. Let every hesitant giver in my bloodline become a generous witness. Let every hoarded dollar become seed. Let every financial fear collapse under the weight of your faithfulness. I ask not merely for increase, but for environment. A home where peace is the atmosphere and trust is the currency. A table where stories of breakthrough outnumber stories of lack. A marriage where purpose is funded and fear has no say. A lineage where our last name becomes synonymous with legacy, not survival. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Father, I speak over the roots. Roots that were nourished in panic, watered in worry, and grew into thorny branches of not enough. I speak healing to the soil. I declare a cleansing rain of truth. Uproot the agreements we made in ignorance, in trauma, in weariness. Plant something new: expectation, vision, provision. I ask for renewal, not just of bank accounts, but of paradigms. Teach us to budget from abundance, to give from joy, to speak from victory, not lack, to sow without fear and reap without apology. I ask for a holy rhythm where this psalm becomes our soundtrack. Let it be heard in the kitchen as bread is broken. Let it be hummed in the hallway. Let it be prayed over invoices and whispered into pillowcases. Let it mark the mornings and close the nights. And when resistance rises on day one, let us not be shaken. When silence looms on day two, let us not assume nothing's moving. And when stillness reigns on day three, let us know resurrection hides in silence. We are not measuring by what we see, we are declaring because of what we know. And we know this, that you watch over your word to perform it. And the word we speak has an assignment. The psalm we declare has a mission. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. So I ask boldly. I ask on behalf of the single mother overwhelmed by scarcity, on behalf of the child ashamed of their shoes, on behalf of the entrepreneur with vision but no capital, on behalf of the retiree afraid of outliving their resources. I ask as intercessor, as heir, as one entrusted with this word. This is not performance. This is preparation. This is not superstition. This is saturation. Let this psalm soak into our bloodstream until fear has no foothold. I speak it as atmosphere. I speak it as architecture. I speak it as antidote. I ask for you to flood the places we've closed off, to fill the accounts we've stopped hoping for, to fund the ideas we buried, to anoint the work of our hands, to crown the simplicity of obedience with supernatural supply. And as I ask, I do not shrink. I do not stutter. I do not stall. I ask with open hands, unburdened heart, and eyes fixed on the shepherd. Because I know this truth: the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Lord, I no longer carry this in my own strength. I lay it all down, not out of resignation, but of trust. This is the place where striving ceases and surrender begins. I give you the blueprint, the deadlines, the pressure, the prayers I haven't even spoken yet. I give you what I don't understand and what I still hope for. I don't walk alone. I walk with your word as my lamp, your spirit as my breath. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. I yield to a pace not dictated by fear, but set by heaven. I entrust the unseen turns to the God who sees the whole map. I stop trying to control the outcome and begin to trust the one who holds it. I confess, I have sometimes feared that if I let go, nothing would come. But now I see letting go is not loss. It is alignment. It is the moment where obedience becomes oxygen. So I entrust the 3 days. I entrust the waiting. I entrust the in-between. I entrust the mornings when lack still knocks and the nights when doubt tries to sing lullabies. I speak what you speak. I believe what you've promised. I release what I've clenched. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Holy Spirit, be the interpreter of this psalm. Let every word I speak be carried like a letter into the throne room. Let it echo through realms I cannot see and shift strongholds I'll never touch with my hands. I don't need to shout. I just need to trust. I don't need perfect language. I just need consistent faith. Let this word carry weight not just in my mouth, but in my spirit. Let the declarations become invitations. Let the atmosphere shift before the evidence arrives. Let the promise be louder than the pressure. This is not just recitation. This is realignment. This is not obligation. This is offering. I entrust the outcome to the one who authored the beginning. I entrust the provision to the one who fed multitudes with less. I entrust the rhythm to the one who speaks in seasons. Because I have decided, I will trust more than I tremble. I will hope more than I hoard. I will obey more than I overthink. I will rest. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. So now, I yield not just the journey but the soil beneath it. I surrender the unseen roots, still coiled in doubt, in legacy, in control. I give you the fear of what if, and the pride of I must. I ask you to till the hardened places of habit, to breathe upon dry furrows of my inner world. I trust you with the fields I've never harvested. I trust you with the prayers that scare me. I trust you with the stories not yet written and the chapters I thought you skipped. Let your spirit lead me beyond logic, beyond metrics, beyond the noise of now. Let the same voice that calmed the storm calm me. Let the same hand that broke bread multiply my obedience. Let the same breath that raised dry bones restore my clarity, my courage, my capacity to believe again. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. So I whisper in sacred defiance, I trust you with the delay. I trust you with the drought. I trust you with the direction. Because this is not the end. This is the entrustment. This is not emptiness. This is expectancy. This is not confusion. This is the cloud that leads by day. I trust you to walk with me, not just through the harvest, but through the hallway between. I trust you when I can't trace the thread, but still choose to hold the hem of your garment. I trust you to gather what I scattered, to lift what I dropped, to fill what I forgot. I surrender even the memory of former droughts, those seasons where I feared your silence meant absence. I confess now, you were never absent, only weaving the unseen. You were not late, only waiting for my surrender to align with heaven's timeline. I give you the bitter taste of delay, and let it be turned into honey through faith. I place my hands on the plow of obedience and release the outcome. Let your fire fall on my yielded plans. Let your whisper rewrite what fear once dictated. Let your breath breathe through every line of this psalm until it sings with resurrection. So I end where I began, not with strategy, but surrender. Not with striving, but stillness. Not with knowing, but with the shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Whisper this with me. Whisper it until it becomes weight. Not the weight of worry, but of glory. Let this not be just the end of a paragraph, but the beginning of a new pulse in your spirit. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Let it linger. Let it rest on your tongue like dew before morning light. Let it be the lullaby over your bank account, the benediction over your to-do list, the balm for the anxious silence before provision shows up. You're not too late. You're right on the edge of a holy unfolding. And what you speak now becomes the sound that shapes what comes next. So, speak slowly. Speak like it matters. Speak like heaven is listening. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Let this be your first breath before sunrise, your whisper before every worry, your shelter when the world roars too loud. Say it again, not just with your voice, but with the tremble in your soul that dares to believe again. This is not ritual. This is resurrection. This is the silence before the storm turns. This is the hush before heaven thunders. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Let it saturate the corners of your day where fear has camped. Let it bloom like dawn in the shadows of yesterday's losses. Your voice becomes incense. Your faith becomes fragrance, and the shepherd leans in. So whisper it again, and this time, let it be your breath, your blueprint, your belonging. Now pause. Let the silence become sacred, because something just shifted in the atmosphere. And in that stillness, listen, can you hear it? The soft sound of chains loosening. The breath of hope exhaling beneath your ribs. The tremble of your soul learning how to rise again. This whisper is not weakness. It is womb. A place where the word is incubating breakthrough. Let this be the first ripple in the still waters of your destiny. You are not just speaking hope. You are conceiving it. You are not just declaring a verse. You are birthing a victory. So whisper it, not as someone begging for scraps, but as a child being rocked to sleep in the arms of provision. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. I don't declare this because I feel strong. I declare it because His word is stronger than my weakness. I declare, every voice of poverty is silenced now. Every generational lack is broken. Every false agreement with limitation is revoked. This is not performance. This is possession. I possess what Jesus paid for. I receive what the cross declared finished. Let the psalm rise as a weapon. Let this word become architecture in my spirit. Let this day be the day something shifted, not because I shouted louder, but because I finally stood still in faith. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. I refuse the script of scarcity. I return it unsigned. I no longer carry inheritance from fear. I walk in the covenant of provision. This is the hour my agreement with lack ends. This is the altar where I lay down every whisper of not enough. No more partnerships with panic. No more contracts with chaos. I sign with heaven today. Provision is my portion. Peace is my default. Overflow is not optional, it's ordained. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He prepares a tablano, a ration, a feast. He anoints my head not barely, but abundantly. He leads not with delay, but with delight. So now I speak boldly, not as echo, but as instrument. I am not rehearsing. I am releasing. I declare, my mouth is no longer a mirror of fear, but a maker of future. I speak not to describe what is, but to summon what must be. Let the ruins hear. Let the wilderness respond. Let the places of drought begin to feel the tremble of rain. I declare, what was locked is now loosening. What was delayed is now accelerating. What was empty is now swelling with abundance. I declare, no more cycles of almost. No more patterns of survival. I speak as heir, not hostages, redeemed, not rejected. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He doesn't offer leftovers. He offers legacy. I will not apologize for being a vessel of divine abundance. I will steward it. I will sow it. I will testify of it. This is not hype. This is holy. This is the sound of a generation waking up to the truth of covenant. Let the silence of past disappointments be broken by the trumpet of faith. I declare, what the enemy tried to bury is now becoming the seedbed of multiplication. I declare, I will not live beneath my calling. I will not speak beneath my authority. Today, I take the pen of the word and rewrite the ending. I will see the goodness of God in the land of the living. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. I have known what it means to lack, to smile while silently calculating how to stretch what wasn't enough, to lift hands in worship while silently questioning how He would show up again. But today, I stand not as a beggar hoping, but as an heir declaring. I say, I am not what I've been through. I am not what I lost. I am not what I fear. I am the one He shepherds. I am the one He leads beside still waters. I am the one he anoints when the world forgets my name. I am not forsaken. I am not overlooked. I am not without a shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. I remember nights where lack became lullaby whispering lies that I was forgotten. But even then, a deeper voice whispered back, I see you. I know. I provide. I testify. He met me in empty refrigerators. He answered prayers wrapped in tears. He made miracles out of crumbs. So I say with a trembling that becomes a trumpet, I trust the shepherd more than the statistics. I trust his rod and staff over market trends. I am the sheep he carries when my legs give out. And now, I don't just believe it, I embody it. I wear the promise like armor. I carry the word like bread in my hands. I speak not as one trying to impress heaven, but as one rescued by it. I speak with the reverence of the rescued, with the fire of the forgiven. Because I've touched rock bottom and found a rock still beneath me. Because I've watched dreams evaporate, only to find new ones planted in the ashes. I've lived under ceilings called impossible and watched them crack open under the weight of one whispered verse. I've watched despair shrink at the sound of truth. I've seen fear pack its bags when the word stood tall in my mouth. I know now, lack is not my identity. Need is not my name. I am named by the shepherd, marked by the covenant, anointed in the wilderness, prepared in private, and trusted with overflow, not because I earned it, but because I believed. So this is my truth. I will not fear empty jars. I will speak as if oil is already flowing. I will not echo the silence of scarcity. I will sound the alarm of surplus. The Lord is not pacing the heavens in worry. He is seated in peace. And I am seated with him in heavenly places, far above the forecasts of fear. I have eaten from manna I didn't bake. I have reaped from fields I didn't plant. I have walked into rooms grace unlocked for me. So no longer will I apologize for the abundance of his mercy. I will live like someone who knows their name is written in the ledger of heaven. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. And now, let the whisper become a wave. Let the song in your spirit become the sound of many waters. Let this not stop with you but flow through you. Speak it in your home. Speak it over your table. Speak it with your children. Speak it into rooms where lack once lived. Declare, we are a family that walks in covenant. We are a people not ruled by the spirit of not enough. We are a generation that reverses the curse. Let this community rise not in fear, but in faith. Let us sow different, pray different, plan different. Let us speak abundance, not as hype but as heritage. You're not just changing your story. You're rewriting your legacy. The Lord is our shepherd, and we shall not want. Let children grow up, hearing the cadence of confidence, not the silence of survival. Let cities be reshaped not by policy alone, but by prayer echoing from living rooms. We are not a people of leftovers. We are a priesthood of promise. We carry the ark of provision on our lips. Let the church rise not just to feed the hungry, but to teach them they were never meant to starve. Let businesses be birthed in sanctuaries. Let budgets be balanced through bold declarations. Let revival include receipts. The Lord is our shepherd, and we shall not want, because covenant is not silent, and faith is not private. This is a collective uprising of trust. We become witnesses when we won't stay quiet. We become rivers when we refuse to dam the flow of testimony. We become restoration when we remember who we are, children of a king, not slaves to the economy. So we declare together, our hands will build what heaven designs. Our mouths will echo what mercy decrees. Our footsteps will walk where grace has already made way. We're not just resisting lack, we are replacing it. Not just opposing poverty, are overthrowing it with praise, with purpose, with prophetic planning. Let this movement be marked not by buildings or numbers, but by the sound of chains falling in households across generations. We are not survivors, we are restorers. We are not consumers, we are co-heirs. We are not running on fumes, we are flowing in fullness. The Lord is our shepherd, and we shall not want. So now I speak into the unseen. Let wells open. Let wisdom flow. Let resources align. Let inheritance awaken. Where drought was normal, let overflow now be expected. Where fear dictated giving, let joy now guide generosity. Where silence ruled, let the sound of the word thunder through every hallway. I speak this over every dream that's been shelved, every bank account that's been gasping, every spirit that's been shrinking under scarcity. I declare, your days of not enough end here. Let this psalm be your uprising. Let it be your daily drumbeat. Let it be your thunder in quiet mornings and your sword in dark nights. You will live and not lack. You will sow and see return. You will walk with wisdom and multiply what you carry. Because the Lord is your shepherd, and you shall not want. Amen. Let it be so. Let it be done. Let it be declared again and again and again, until lack forgets your name, until your home sings in faith, until the heavens echo back, yes, my child, I am, and you shall not want. And now, I cast this declaration into the atmosphere like seed on good ground. I speak to the north, the south, the east, and the west. Let provision find you. Let it come not in trickles, but torrents. Not in fractions, but fullness. May the barns of your heart be filled with courage before the storage rooms of your hands ever overflow. I see keys unlocking doors you didn't even knock on. I hear the rustling of angels carrying contracts, confirmations, and clarity. Where there was delay, let there be divine acceleration. Where there was confusion, let wisdom rise like a sun breaking through fog. You are not merely surviving this season, you are stewarding the shift. And the word you've sown in secret will bloom in public testimony. This is your holy turning point. So declare again, not with fear, but with fire, the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely your goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23:5, 6. This is not just provision, it's presence. This is not just survival, it's seated honor. I am not merely rescued, I am anointed. Lack has left the room. Legacy has entered. I do not dine in fear, I feast in the favor of the King. I don't chase blessings, they follow me. Goodness is not behind me, it is beside me. And I will dwell, not visit. I will rest, not run. The shepherd does not lead me to scarcity, but to sanctuary. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Let this truth wrap around your future like a mantle. Let it walk before you into every boardroom, every classroom, every courtroom. Because lack is no longer your language. Faith is. And glory is your grammar. Amen and amen. Let the echo shake what needs to fall. Let the silence break where sound must rise. Let heaven agree and hell retreat, for the word has been spoken, and it shall not return void.